Most of your anxiety is not real, and basically you putting fear over faith, which needs to be the opposite. Faith needs to always be over fear. So whatever you're stressing about, it's probably not real, and you need to put your faith in God and the universe. What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to episode 3 of Fall Talks. Today, we're going to talk about anxiety. We're talking about anxiety. Anxiety is one of those uncomfortable conversations that I have not had with anybody until really this year of my life. I think anxiety is something that we all be struggling with. I think some people just struggle with it a little harder than others do. Hold on, we need a caffeine break real quick. It's not a podcast I really want to have with you guys, but I'm gonna have with you guys anyway. All right, so you guys know I moved to Tampa, Florida this time last year, and funny enough, pretty much all my life, I think I had a lot of anxiety, but I thought everyone just had anxiety. So I thought it was just like totally normal, and I thought it was just a conversation that I should never have with anybody. But it never really affected me until this year of my life. And so beginning of this year, I started randomly getting these like feelings of like passing out. And initially, I thought like something was wrong with like my health. Like at first, I literally blamed it on my bodybuilding shows. You guys know I've done 3 bodybuilding shows. And so I had probably like the biggest scare, which actually kind of woke me up, and like instantly like I realized that like I was like damn near having a panic attack. So a little story time real quick. So I was driving like an hour up north while I was in Florida to work out with one of my best friends, Blake. And I remember like the whole drive, the whole hour going up there, I felt so anxious about something. I don't know why, but I'm one of those people where I feel like even if I have everything done that I have to get done, I feel like there's something that I still have to do to get done. That's why like I'm a horrible sleeper. Like I sleep so horrendously bad. And I think it's because like when I'm going to bed, my brain's not shutting off and it's thinking like, I need to do more today, I need to do this and do this. But anyway, so I'm driving down to work out with him, and I'm just like weirdly anxious. It makes no sense. Like I had a chill day that day. Like I should be enjoying, like I should be jamming out to music, driving down to my Jeep. Literally have like my dream car. I should be driving down the highway in Florida to work out with my best friend, like vibing, listening to music, jamming. And I just like wasn't for some reason. It made no sense. And so I was like 15 minutes out. I took my pre-workout. We walk in, and I'm just like not enjoying it. Like my mind just everywhere. And no joke, I did one exercise, and it was a warm-up exercise. Me and Blake, I think we're hitting arms that day. And I literally looked at Blake. I was like, hey man, like, can you go grab me a Gatorade? Like, I literally think I'm gonna pass out. And at that time, I still didn't like realize that it was just like anxiety. I thought like literally something was wrong with me. I thought I was having like some health problems or something from like bodybuilding shows or something. Like it genuinely like freaked me out. And I was like so anxious that like my body just like shut down, and I felt like I was going to vomit. Like a lot of people I've talked to said this is like I guess like a sign of like a panic attack about to happening, is like you feel like you're about to vomit and like you just like lose control. And my body just like completely tensed up. And I'm at a Crunch Fitness, guys. You guys know Crunch. It was like midday. It was like, I don't know, maybe it would be a little earlier, like maybe like 2, but it was like packed. And I literally had to lay down on the floor and drink a Gatorade, and it like still did not help. And so I went back to the locker room. I tried vomiting. I was like dry heaving. I was like, and like it wouldn't come out. I literally like, people are like knocking on the door saying, yo bro, like you okay? Horrible. Then I laid in the locker room for a little bit. My boy Blake kept coming up and checking on me. And so I ended up leaving, and I drove to my girlfriend's house at that time, her parents' house. And I literally like laid in their second guest bedroom, just trying to like get my shit together, like trying to like close my eyes and like get like damn near like consciousness back. Like I should not have drove back to their house, but it was like literally a 2-minute drive, and I like pulled myself together. But that was like probably like one of the scariest moments of like my life. I was like, why am I feeling like this right now? Like it makes no sense. Like life is good. I just moved to Tampa. I have my own apartment. Everything's going good. I have my online coaching under the way. Like everything was going good. And that was really the first moment that I was like, okay, like I have anxiety. I actually have to like figure this shit out. I actually have to like start doing stuff to help like beat this anxiety. And to kind of like spiral back a little bit, there was like times before at like the gym, for example, and like my workouts, like bodybuilding, kind of sucked this last year. And like I was always the type of person to where like when I was in the gym, like I was locked focus. Like the only thing that mattered in the gym was my workout. Like nothing else mattered. Like the gym's always been like the place where I've been able to like shut my mind off. Like I think everyone has something like that. It might be reading, it might be video games, it might be listening to music. For me, it was lifting weights. And I was getting to a point where like earlier in this year, around like April, May, June, like kind of summertime-ish, I would literally be at the gym and I would have to like cut my workout short because I kept getting like that pass out feeling. And so like so much worry about like, I can't even tell you guys what exactly it was. Like it wasn't even like it was like one thing. It was like, it was almost like my brain was trying to like trick me into thinking like, you didn't do this, so everything's gonna go wrong, or like you're like everything's about to go wrong today, or like one bad thing would happen and I would get so much anxiety about everything else going bad. Like it honestly made no sense. And the reason why I'm making this podcast is I want to talk about this past like month and a half, 2 months that I've really like tackled my anxiety and really looked it in the face and I was like, all right, anxiety, like you might win some days, but I'm gonna start winning some days too, okay? Like you're not gonna win like this whole battle by yourself. And so some things that I started to do to beat that, and one thing that I noticed instantly is one way that I can beat anxiety is to journal. Journal is like absolutely crucial for me, writing stuff down. If I'm having a good feeling or bad feeling, I almost have to like document it. So I have like a little journal. It's very personal that I would never let anybody read. But basically it's me just like saying exactly how I'm feeling and also writing like, is it real or is it something that's just like in my mind? So I need to make like a checklist of like this stuff that's in my mind is actually real and this stuff's actually not. And most of the stuff that's in my brain is actually not real. And I feel like that's how it is for most people. Most of your anxiety is not real. And basically you putting fear over faith, which needs to be the opposite. Faith needs to always be over fear. So whatever you're stressing about, it's probably not real and you need to put your faith in God and the universe. But anyway, so what else do I do? Number one thing that I think is like absolutely crucial, at least for someone like me, like I honestly think I might have like a little bit of like OCD too. I never really knew what that meant. But sometimes I'm like weird about like certain things happening, like I have to be on a routine, blah blah blah. I can go pretty much all day about that. But one thing that I have to do, and I noticed that if I don't do this, my anxiety will be higher throughout the day, is I have to be on a routine and I need my routine to be set and I need to follow my routine and I cannot disobey that routine. And that routine could be so basic as like waking up at like a certain time, you know, going on a little coffee walk, starting my podcast. Like I just need to have a routine and therefore my brain thinks that I'm getting a ton of stuff done. For some reason, like I could get so much stuff done, but if it's not like planned out routine, my brain will keep like trying to go. And I saw a social media post, like this video is probably making no sense. Hopefully this is like helping you guys who also have anxiety or you guys are like relating to this. But I was like, holy fuck. I was like, I do the same exact thing. I do the same exact thing as who, oh my God, I do not remember who it was that said it. But they're basically talking about who like people who have anxiety, like they're never actually like resting. And again, I think everyone has anxiety, but some people have it like way worse than others. And the person was saying that when your anxiety is like so overwhelming, you could like lay in bed all day or you could take a vacation and someone might look at that as like you're taking time off. But if your anxiety is that bad, you're actually not vacationing or taking no time off at all until your brain's actually completely shut off. So if you're laying in bed all day saying like, okay, like I'm having a really bad day today, my anxiety is really bad, I'm gonna just lay in bed all day and then restart tomorrow. If you're laying in bed all day, stressing out still and your brain's still going crazy, you're not actually resting. So therefore you're gonna wake up tomorrow not feeling refreshed physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, I can't tell you the amount of times where like on a Sunday, for example, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the beach today. I'm gonna have no stress. I'm gonna like reboot. And like, it's just not like a vacation because like my mind was not shut off. So that's one thing that I will not give any advice on, because I still need advice when it comes to that, is being able to shut my mind off, aka anxiety not getting in the way. But like I said, I think the best thing that I can do is 1, journal, 2, not procrastinate on anything. I feel like procrastination is like also like an easy way to get anxiety, but I don't think it's a reason why I get anxiety. I'm actually like not a procrastinator. I think my anxiety is just like making up false things in my brain, and I think that's why I really haven't made that many friends this year, guys. Like, believe it or not, I did like meet some guys at the gym this year, but I can't tell you the last time I met like a friend recently that I've gotten like really, really tight with. Like, it's been so long since I've met a friend, and I literally think it's like because like anxiety. Like, sometimes I'm scared to like put myself out there to like go talk to people. Like, one day I'll have so much confidence and I'm like, we're gonna go to a coffee shop, we're gonna go work here today, we're gonna do this. And then the next day, I'll just have so much anxiety. So I feel like it's like anxiety like is turning me into like an introvert one day and then a hella extrovert the next day if I don't have it. But anxiety is so real, but it's not real at the same time. And it's something that I'm gonna beat. I'm not gonna let anxiety win. We're gonna fucking beat it. I'm gonna tackle anxiety. But yeah, I just wanted to make this podcast because I know a lot of you guys also struggle with anxiety. I feel like anxiety is actually a very, very, very common thing. Like, the fact that I'm seeing all over my social media page, like other people are going through it too. So I was like, hey, you know what, we're gonna make video, episode number 3 of Fall Talk is gonna be about anxiety, my journey of beating anxiety. But really fast, one thing I have noticed is I don't tend to have a lot of anxiety when I keep myself super busy. So like when I was doing like a bodybuilding show this time last year, I really had like no anxiety. So I also feel like anxiety for me, and this is like really unhealthy, so I need to find a way to fix this, but if I'm like mega busy, you know, say I have like a modeling shoot one day, or say I'm like shooting a video for you guys for YouTube, or say like, I didn't really tell you guys this, but I have like my online coaching app launching here in like 10 days. So like on days when I'm working that all day, I don't tend to have a lot of anxiety. But when I do have a lot of anxiety is when I try to like put everything down for a second and like say, hey, like I'm gonna take today, chill today, be present. Anxiety causes me to not be present. Sometimes I'll be like, for example, like I'm back in Ohio for just like a short time, like 2 weeks. Honestly, my anxiety's actually been really good this like past month or 2. But like, I remember last time I was in Ohio and I was only here for like a week or 2, I had like a good amount of anxiety. And even when I was like at dinner with my family, and I was like, this is the last thing I should be thinking about right now. Like, I haven't seen my family in months. There's no reason that I should be having any anxiety. So it's also like, and my anxiety comes at me the strongest when I'm actually like doing stuff that I should be like calm at, if that makes sense. So like, for example, like when I'm doing a bodybuilding show and I'm like 1 week out, very stressful time, I don't have a lot of anxiety. But then when I put everything on hold for a while and I'm taking some time to myself, that's when I have the most anxiety. And I think that is so fucking weird and it makes no sense. I don't know, does that make sense to you guys? Has that ever happened to you guys? Like, the more, like the busier you are, the less anxiety you have. But then like when you're taking like some time off, say like you're having a rest day or something, that's when you have the most anxiety. It really makes no sense, and it's still something I'm trying to like figure out, and also realizing that like most of the shit in our brain is false and not actually true. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed Fall Talk episode 3 about anxiety. I would like to keep the talks like this. I like the deep talks like this, and I hope some of you guys related to this, and also like put some advice in the comments. I would love to read you guys' comments on you guys who have beat anxiety or battling anxiety right now. Like, what do you guys do to battle your anxiety, and what do you guys do to beat it? So yeah, I'm going to go home, have a protein bar and a banana, then finish my rain. I saved a little bit for my workout tonight. And I will see you guys in the next little mini YouTube podcast, whatever you call this thing. All right, guys. I love you guys. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace.